What's up, bro dogs, brodettes? I'm back here at J-Tech once again, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a tire rotation and a tire balance, and even switching tires from one rim to the other. Alright, so now that I've told you what we're going to do today, first what you're going to want to do is raise your vehicle up in the air on your lift. And you're going to find the right socket for your designated lug nuts, and for this car, it's just a 19 socket. So we're going to use an impact gun, and we're going to take the lugs off, and then take the tire off. Now, once you got your lugs off, you just want to set them off to the side. You know, you can set your impact down, and then take the tire off, and then we're just going to rotate the front tires to the back and the back tires to the front. A simple rotate, easy to do. Most cars can do it like that. Alright, so now that we got our lugs off, let's rotate our tires the way I said, from back to the front and the front to the back. Now what you're going to want to do is when you get the tire up on your lugs, push it in all the way so it's like firmly back, and you're going to want to hand tighten all your lugs on there so you prevent it from cross-threading when you use your impact gun. It takes a while, but it's better to not break your customer's car than to break it just because you just wanted to be lazy. Alright, got those kind of tightened. Now we're going to get this other tire that was at the front and put it in the back. And do the same thing you did over there. And then that's all you got to do. Alright, so now that we got our lugs on there and they're all hand tight and we've rotated the tires, we're just going to tighten the lugs with this impact. And you're going to want to do it in a star pattern. So with 4, it's just like a cross into the side. If you were to have like 5, you would just like, you know, make a star like on a with a pencil. And then now that we got them tightened, we're just going to lower the vehicle and torque the tires to the specific foot-pounds, and then we'll be done with the rotate. Alright, so now that we got our car lowered, we got all the sockets put in, we got all the lugs put in tight. Now we're going to use our torque wrench and going to torque it to the specific foot-pound, which for this car is 100. And we're just going to do a star pattern again to all lugs on the entire car, and then you'll be done. You're going to go till you hear that click. And then repeat all the way around, and then you're good. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to balance the tire using this Hunter Road Force Elite tire balance machine. So what you want to do is going to get your tire, and you're going to want to find the designated cone for it. In this case, it's this gray one, and you could put this inside cone all the way in this side, or even do it from the rear. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick it on this rod, and you're going to push this up against it, and we're going to tighten it down with this so the tire isn't like free and can fall off the tire machine. Okay, so now we're tightening this. I just want to show you guys, you can either do it manually, turn it all the way in, or there's a pedal down here that you can press twice or 3 times, and it'll bring it in automatically. So you just sit there and hold it until it gets tight, and push down on it, pull up, make sure it's tight, and it can't move around. And then you're good. So now we're going to use the inflation station. It's right here. You just stick it up with your tire pressure. It's going to fill it up, and it's set to 32 psi, and it will fill it automatically. So this tire is already set to its specific air pressure. So now that we got all this machine has automatically measured the tire. Some tire machines you have to do it manually, but for this one it's all automatic. So all you're going to do is just drop this hood, and and then wait for this, and it'll pop up with readings. So first what it's gonna do, it's gonna use what it's called a road force, and it's gonna press this up against the tire so it has like actual road pressure, and it's gonna measure the imbalance and make sure that the tire is put on correctly. And as you can see, it popped up a warning. So it has only 25 pounds, but it's supposed to be 8 pounds. And all this is gonna do is just gonna show you where to mark your tires on the part, and I'll show you how to do that just with some tire chalk. You just go over here, 90-degree angle. All right, and you're gonna hit circle. It's gonna show you where the other spot needs to be, and you're gonna mark it on the rim. And then you're just gonna wanna take a tire over the tire machine, and then rotate the tire so these lines match up. Okay, so now that we have our tire rotated to where it's supposed to be, where the lines are all matched up, now we're gonna balance the tire. And I've already have spun it already, and the weight is up here on the board. And all it needs is just a 0.75 weight right here on the very top of the rim. I already got the weight out, and you're gonna use this hammer to hit it in the rim. You're gonna wanna follow these lines that they got up here, and it goes straight up above it. Hit it in there, make sure it's nice and tight, and then drop it again. And then we're gonna drop it again. It's gonna remeasure the tire, and it's gonna pop up on each side, whether it's okay. And as you can see, the tire is all balanced, and now you can put it back on your car. All right, bro. So now we're about to take this tire off this rim. So first thing you're gonna wanna do, you wanna use your valve core remover. You're gonna just wanna take the valve core out. And what this does, it just lets all the air out of the tire, so it's easy to take out. Let all the air out, and once the air out, we can proceed to taking off the tire. Okay, so now we got the air out of our tire, and now we gotta break the bead. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our TPMS, which this tire doesn't have one, but we're just gonna pretend like it has one, so you can know how to be cautious with the TPMS sensor. What you're gonna wanna do is put it at the very top of the tire, top of the rim. And you're just gonna use this thing, push it in, and you're just gonna break the seal. You're just gonna wanna get it right where it's in between the rim and the edge of the bead. Just gonna push in until you break it. And then now we can flip it over to the other side. And now we're gonna break both sides of this back rim. The same thing. We're just gonna spin the tire to the other side. Make sure the seal is broken, which it is. So now that we got that, we're gonna set our tire up on here. And what this is gonna do is we got these pedals down here. The one on the right rotates it counterclockwise or clockwise, and then this one is the clamps. And what these clamps do is pretty much clamp the tire so it can move out of place so you don't mess anything up. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this. What this does is it goes up against our rim, and it's gonna help us pull the bead out over the rim. Which what we're gonna do is rotate this to where it's over here. We're gonna put this under here, so it's like right behind it. Put it tight up against the rim, lock it in place. Make sure it's good. Get that valve stem right there. We're gonna use this pry bar, and we're gonna pry the bead over. Just gonna stick it in there, right up against this lip. Just push up. We're gonna hold it, rotate it clockwise. And then that top bead is off. Now we gotta work our way to get that bottom bead off. Put that valve stem right there, or the TPMS, if you want to say. And now we're gonna get it under this bottom one. And we're gonna lift up so the bead is up above. Now we're just gonna rotate it once more. Boom, and now we got the tire off the rim. Cut it. Okay, so I have this new tire, and we have to make sure that we put the tire on the right side. So what you're gonna wanna look for is up on the sidewall, there's this DOT. And on the other side, it only has these two numbers, but we're looking for this third one. And this third one is the one that's gonna be on top, where it's gonna be facing the rim. So first, what you're gonna wanna do, get your lube or whatever you got, and lube up the bead. You don't have to put too much, just a little bit. Put it on both sides, so it's all nice and lubey. And now, we're just gonna put it on here. I like to push this top bead in. And now what we're gonna do is, remember that TPMS gotta be under this thing, because we're about to use it one more time. So I'll bring this over here. I'm gonna lift this side up so it can give us a gap over here. Just gonna bring this down one more time. And now what we're gonna do is, you see this top part over here, we're gonna want this on top of the bead, but this side over here where it's all nice and smooth to be, and we want the bead to be over this, but under that. So what we're gonna do is apply pressure, good steady pressure in one spot. We're gonna rotate the tire, and then it'll pop back in. And now we can lift this up out of our way. Now we got both the beads over the rim. So now all we have to do is just seal them. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to fill this up with air. And the air is just gonna pop it up and seal it all up. So here we got our inflation station right here. So right there, we're gonna put it over there. And as you can see, we have the bead gonna pop into place. So you know you got that good seal. And we're gonna fill it up to 35 PSI. I know the spec is 32, but we're only putting up to 35 because we have to remove this and put that valve core stem back in here. And it's gonna lose a little bit of air while we're doing that transition. Okay, so here's the valve core remover, and here's the stem. Now we're gonna pop it up, shove it all in there. Now, it's gonna be a lot of pressure, so the wind is gonna be pushing you back, but you know, you're a man, just shove it. Shove it you are. Tighten it up so it's nice and tight. We're gonna use the inflation station one more time, make sure that we have the right spec, which is perfect, 32 PSI. And there you go, now you're able to now you just gotta bounce your tire and then put it on the car, and then you're good to go.